I lived in a small town in New England, Exeter, New Hampshire. We had a Masonic lodge that happened to be over the movie theater. And I was at the movie theaters a lot because I love stories. And I was fascinated by the symbols. They always had their shades pulled. And my barber, when I was a little kid, was a Mason. He had this beautiful ring that he'd showed me. And I'd always say, like, what do you do up there? And he'd say, we learn. And that's all he would ever tell me. He'd say, we learn. And I grew up on the campus of an academic institution, Phillips Exeter Academy, where learning was cool. And having two parents who were educators made learning something I was just dying to do. And so I was always fascinated in the Masons. And I think that really was the beginning of all of it. When I started researching angels and demons and started researching secret societies, and I realized Masonry is not considered a secret society, but I sort of fell into that world of that mysticism. The quest to fuse the soul and the mind, science and religion, the spiritual and the rational, is something this organization has at its core. And so I was fascinated to learn more. I have never had anything but positive, courteous dialogue with Masons. While I was researching the book, after the book came out, I hope and anticipate that will continue after the television series comes out. And I'm glad to hear you say that the books have been a strengthening of your faith. You're not alone. A lot of people feel that. I think it's important for all of us who are religious to ask ourselves why we believe what we believe. And that's what dialogue does. That's what being challenged does. I've had priests say to me, I read all your books. I disagree fundamentally, but I can't stop turning the pages. That makes me crazy, and we have a great, fun discussion about religion. And I say, this is why I believe what I believe, and they tell me why they believe what they believe. And in their telling me what they believe, they are strengthening their own faith. And there was a great article, I think it was the LA Times, I can't remember what paper it was, but somebody was referring to all the people whose faith had been shaken to the core by the DaVinci Code. And the woman who wrote the article was not really a fan of the book and said, like, look, if your faith can be shaken by a novel, maybe you need to look at your faith.